What's up, dudes? How y'all doing? It is a warm morning. Wow, we're finally getting the summer that we rightfully deserve. A little bit late, though. Unfortunately, here in Quebec, even the weather is not cooperating the way we'd like. But anyways, it's been a bit of a slow news day. At least nothing has, called out to me to make a fucking video. But I thought I would talk about something a little bit more deep than simply just Quebec separating, because obviously the logistics take time, and it's going to take a long time to get that affair in order, let alone how we're going to transition into a new country, an actual new country. Now, I've been saying for a long time, at least to my knowledge, whenever we talk about this, there's always just talk about culture and language, and I'm sure on any French media here in Quebec, they have talked about more of what the country is going to look like, how it's going to be governed, probably ad nauseum. And for some reason, I don't understand why the Anglo media is not talking about it, or they don't have any reports about it moving forward. I think it's really odd. Maybe they're not putting too much stock in it. Maybe, I don't know. But I'd like to just hear what it is that the other side has to fucking say. What is their vision of Quebec looking like? Now, as you guys heard from me a few months ago, I did make a strong consideration in terms of moving forward with the voting. But I wanted to see what was happening with Alberta, because even Alberta will have an impact on Quebec, even if it may not seem like it. We may be 3 hours behind, but it really doesn't fucking matter. When it comes to money and just the redistribution and just who's contributing to what in our unified country says a lot. It does have an impact. For me, I would actually like to see Canada be broken. I'd like to see the United States absorb Alberta. Quebec, I don't see it being a thing. I don't see Quebec being absorbed by the United States because they're a little too French. They are their own thing. Just like any state, it has its own culture, it has its own flavor, just like Quebec. People want to sit here and say, well, Quebec is very distinct from the rest of Canada. Yeah, it is, but the way you guys govern is not that distinct. You guys are corrupted just like Ottawa is. So, your distinct society kind of, in a way, makes it null and void, in my opinion. But Ontario doesn't have a culture. Nunavut doesn't have a culture. Yukon doesn't have a culture. No other province and territory has its own culture. I mean, it may not be the culture that we're accustomed to, but anywhere where there are people, or other people, there's supposed to be a culture. Even if it's very multi-culti, there's still something there. But when it's a forced thing, it's kind of hard to find that symbiotic belonging, that natural flow when you're in society. And I've been feeling out of place for a very long time. So that's why I don't see myself as a Quebecer. I don't see myself as a Canadian. I'm only those on paper, but in terms of values, in terms of existentially, we're not the fucking same. So, anyways, what is a separated Quebec gonna look like? Because we never talk about if we're gonna have our own military, are we gonna have our own currency? Where's the borders gonna be aligned? And when that is gonna happen, are we not gonna have a democratic right to decide what part of Quebec is going to be Quebec and what part of Canada is going to be Canada? Dude, you're an 18-wheeler. Don't fucking tailgate my ass. I'm in the right lane, you malak. Fucking truckers up my ass all the goddamn time, you pieces of garbage. Yeah. So, you have that, the passport thing, and how are you guys gonna govern, actually? Do you guys want to be a republic? Do you guys want to be, like, democratic socialists? Like, what are we doing? What is the type of government system that you want? Do you want something like the United States and just steal their ideas? Do you want to have a charter? Do you want a constitution? Is it something similar to the United States? Or do you want to just take ideas from France and make Quebec the promised land for the French people of North America? Like, what are we doing? Because I never hear anybody talk about these things. We always talk about, the culture, but we need something more hard. We need something more concrete to work with in terms of language. Is like, who gives a fuck? We get it. You guys have been saying this and plaguing this message for decades, and it's like, good for you, but at the end of the night, a lot of us just don't fucking care. A lot of us are just curious, like, okay, you guys want to go about the separation thing, you guys want to be your own country, yada yada yada, good for you. Okay, so what's the plan, Stan? What are we doing? What up? You guys have had more than enough time and a lot of decades to think about it, and even at this point, if you're not satisfied with the current state of things with Quebec as a province, are you going to try to not, authoritarianize yourselves when you separate? Because there's no guarantees. That's why, I'm of the opinion that damned if you do and damned if you don't, I might as well just vote yes for possibly a next referendum. But everybody gets their titties in a fucking twist. Like, you don't hear the mainstream media talking about how, you see, guys, look, this Quebec is going to separate because these guys are doing very well in the polls. Yeah, and that was months before the fucking election. We're having one in October. You guys, a lot of people were freaking out. They're like, oh my God. Chill, guys. Take a fucking chill pill. We're months away from an election. You guys have had plenty of time to screw yourselves until then. You have a lot of time to fuck yourself in your own ass and put your foot in your fucking mouth. I mean, you do that regularly, but you're not giving people the fucking incentive. What makes me laugh is there's not going to be an English debate. Only 2 people decided, you know what, we're going to do this. Quebec Solidaire, which are language Nazis. They're kind of like the NDP side, but like a little bit more on the left compared to the PQ. And you have the Conservative Party of Quebec. Everybody else, as you want to call this, even the Quebec libtards. Well, we're only going to go in if you guys are going to go. It's like, dude, if you have been about the Federalists, especially the Anglophone Federalists all this fucking time, why wouldn't you do it for them? Well, we're only going to do it if you do it. Why are you placating to that? Why does it have to be like that? Just that right there, you put yourself already in a weak spot. You guys have been weak for a very long time. You had the fucking diversity hire, who I forgot her fucking name, but at least she had the fortitude to say, to actually step down. She actually did. As far as I'm concerned with any other scandals, the only scandal that I saw was she had ties to the WIF. That's the only thing. I forgot the bitch's fucking name. But she was a diversity hire during the pandemic. Like, the libtard party here in Quebec, you guys are fucking done. And the only reason why you would get some amount of a chance in hell to get voted in is because of the stupid Anglophones out on the West Island. That's the only reason. And these are the motherfuckers that are the rich bitches that look down upon Anglophones like me. The ones that have their nose so high up their, like so fucking high they can't smell their own brand of shit. And even in my old neck of the woods, the Greeks still fucking, whoever's left, whoever's still fucking alive after all this time, will still vote for the Quebec libtards. You guys are retarded. At minimum, you might even get a fucking minority. At the very least, because now what we're seeing is the old school conflict of, well, you know, they're always going to blame the immigrants. Oh yeah, the French are always going to blame the immigrants. It's always about the immigrants. It's like, yeah, but when we're talking about immigrants, you're still not talking about the illegals. And I'm sorry, but I'm not saying this to offend or not to offend. I don't fucking care. You guys are not have any fucking kids. And I understand why. Because even here in Quebec, you're not making it affordable for your own fucking private citizens, and on top of it, you're not actually investing in them the way that you should. You're not. You guys want to sit here and be all fucking proud of your glorious history, but every fucking moment of every goddamn day that we're in Quebec, in Montreal, in Quebec City, in the GMA, wherever you are in Quebec, now is the moment. And tomorrow is just still the present. Yesterday was still the fucking moment. It just passed. Your past life just went through. You have not done anything to help your fellow citizens. And yet you're not making it any easier when you have a shit ton of unconstitutional taxes upon a tax, upon a tax, upon a tax, upon a tax, etc. You're not doing anything. And then when the whole thing with immigrants start to come about, well, we have people from French-speaking countries. How can you sit there and say that French is on the decline? What are you talking about? Oh, what is your definitive proof that that is the case? I was greeted by the store clerk when they said, hi, bonjour. Really? In predominantly populated areas where it's pluralistic, you know, where I used to fucking live, where Greeks are trilingual, I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I don't believe that French is on the fucking decline. It can't be on the decline. You guys put a lot of a priority on French-speaking countries and welcoming them. It's like, well, that's not possible, because if that is to be the case, you guys have done such a piss-poor job in your own internal affairs that you thought putting another layer of Bill 101, which is now Bill 96, is gonna fucking do anything. It doesn't. What promotion of the French language is happening when you're just restricting English? And, you know, every time you speak French, you're like, help promote it. Guys, I don't speak French because I inherently want to save it or promote it. It's just because where I work and where I live, it's just French and people speak to me in French. But I am also of the opinion that respect is a two-way street. If I want service in French, I'll speak to you in French. If I speak English, I expect there to be service in English. And you know how many times it's fucking happened whenever I speak French, my English accent is gonna come out and then they switch to English? It's happened. And I'm not anticipating it. I'm not expecting them to speak to me in English, but some people, they hear it. Some people, they fucking hear it. And I'm not going to sit here and try to act more Quebecois than, you know, somebody who lives out in fucking boony somewhere buttfuck Quebec. I'm not doing that. I'm not here to put on a facade. I'm not here to act more Quebecois. Esti caliste tabarnak, esti caliste vierge. I'm not doing that. Okay? I am being authentic. And if people don't like that, you guys, that's fine. But yous that want to sit there and compel people to speak French, well, ici au Québec, on parle la français. You guys can all go fuck yourself. I'm about free speech, not about compelling speech. If you guys are gonna be like that, pass me to somebody who speaks English. If not, we're walking the fuck away and you could still go fuck yourself. That's what it is. And if you guys cannot get your own internal affairs fucking done, this is why I've stated it in the past. If you guys think Quebec sucks as a province, what makes you think it will succeed as a nation? And this is a federalist point of view. And it still sticks to this very day, regardless of how I was feeling when I fucking said this. Because you guys cannot get your shit in order. So, while everyone is fighting over you're a traitor, you're a traitor, you're a traitor, and I'm somehow still a fucking traitor and a domestic terrorist, what is Quebec, the fucking nation, gonna look like? What's that gonna look like? Are you guys gonna have the death penalty? Are we gonna have like a 1A, a 2A, or is it gonna go one fucking way where, free speech for me, only for the French, but everybody else, you guys could all go fuck yourself. We're not gonna have high taxes, we're just going to, we say we're gonna get rid of the taxes, but it's like, pulling a Comrade Carney. Oh, the carbon tax was there, but we're just going to allocate it somewhere else. So it looks like you're not paying it, even though you're still fucking paying it. So little things like that, like, again, Quebec, again, what are we doing? What's going on here? And all the French people, you guys are going to be fighting amongst yourselves for how you want Quebec to fucking operate, your vision of Quebec. You guys think you're all going to get along? You guys are also going to fuck yourself in your own ass. You guys are also going to get fucked too. You think, it's bad for the Anglophones? Bitch, please. Look at what's gonna happen with you. Am I down to separate because I want to save the French culture? I don't fucking care, dudes. After 3 decades of living here, it's like, you don't give a fuck. You're just like, guys, piss on a dick. I want to be left alone. And it's none of your business to know how I run my business in the language that is preferred. And if it offends you that I put fucking signs of equal font size of it being French and English, and I say hi, bonjour, you guys can go fuck yourself. Until the day that you guys separate, I'm gonna fucking say that. But even then, too bad. I know my English, and I'm still a free speech advocate. Whether you guys have it enshrined in law that English is not recognized, what are you going to do? You're going to call the old QLF on me and say, yeah, this girl is committing fucking treason. She didn't pledge her allegiance to the fleur-de-lis. Imagine if, we lived in Quebec, it's separated, it has its own established shit, what are you gonna do? Oh, you guys are gonna, exile me? Okay, alright, exile me. You're gonna ship me off to where? You're shipping me off to Boston? You're gonna ship me off to the United States? Okay, no problem. No problem. If that's what you guys are gonna do to me, no problem. But all the fucking money that I've endured and that was stolen, I expect it back fucking pronto. Nah. If I'm going to be contributing to a dumb society, I expect there to be the fucking services, whether we're in Canada or not. And if I got to be contributing to my Quebec pension plan, that shit better fucking be there by the time I retire, or if I even make it to retirement. Hey, you guys asked me to give you the fucking money, I did, even though I was late. Even though I was fucking late, I'm not paying your fees, I'm not doing anything. I don't got the money, I'm not gonna give you the money. And even if I got it, still ain't giving it. You guys can all go fuck yourself. You screwed people, and now it's fine. It's time that we screw you back. It's only fair. It's only fair. Again, women do not operate like we obey the government. We don't obey the government. The government is transactional. You cannot give me what you want, I cannot give you what you want. And even then, I'd say, well, to hell what you fucking want, because, I'm the government. I'm the fucking government. And if you guys haven't figured that out as a province, well, then I'm sorry, you've had plenty of time. Look, again, no matter what fucking happens, Quebec, the province, Quebec, the nation, an actual fucking country with the jagged borders and whatever the fuck, you guys are all gonna get fucked regardless. So, and you're gonna screw yourselves over. Vote, but I want to have this fucking conversation. What the fuck is that gonna look like? Are we gonna be more leftist? Are we gonna be more far right. I don't know about that, but, listen, the whole thing of banning English is not a very good selling point. Trust me. If you guys thought that voluntarily isolating yourself here from the rest of the world because Quebec has everything and there's no evolution, well, that's a you problem and that's your choice, but it's not going to be a selling point later on because you do realize that young people see the world a little bit more broadly. They don't just want to stay here in Quebec. If you guys thought, yeah, we're going to be separatists and we want to save our culture, how many of these people have decent English? Because there's more to life than just Quebec. You're going to see that people want out. You're going to see that there's no opportunities no matter how hard you try. People might look elsewhere. And that is another avenue. You know? I don't live and breathe French. I don't do that. I live and breathe liberty. And the very act of doing that is a rebellion against the orthodoxy. And it just makes my life an act of rebellion. Just my mere existence is that. Very Albert Camus. Very much like that. So, yeah, I'd like to have more of this conversation, but I figured we have to start it off somewhere. What is Quebec the Nation going to look like? Peace out.